this video off today. This is gonna be a little video that's gonna be kind of all over the place. I have some very, very terrible news. And I thought I might make this a 2 separate videos, I'm not quite sure. It's probably what I'll end up doing, but I'm gonna go ahead and record this now. Guys, I broke my 3rd and 4th gear. They are no longer with us. I was driving the car. This happened, honestly, I want to say a month ago. That's partly the reason why I haven't uploaded a video. I've been meaning to make a video explaining, like, hey, why haven't I uploaded a video? Well, the reason being is because I broke my 3rd and 4th gear shift fork. Sad to say, but it actually ended up happening to me. It happened, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting on the car, I was in 2nd gear, I punched it, put it from 2nd going into 3rd. When I tried to put the car into 3rd, it kind of felt like it locked me out of the gear. So I took it out of 3rd, tried to put it back into 3rd, got on the gas, and it just started revving the engine. And I was like, hang on a second, I know I'm not in neutral, that's weird. So I proceeded to put it back into 3rd gear, or I think I might have actually dropped it into 4th gear, and it did the same thing. It just revved the engine, and I was like, what the heck? I put it back into 3rd. I was like, oh man, did I mess up the trans? So I put it, hang on, give me 1 second. I put it back into 3rd, nothing. So 3rd and 4th gear, gone. Watch, I'll show you here, right here. So neutral, 3rd, 4th, nothing. Nothing. So currently driving the car right now, I don't have a 3rd and 4th gear. So currently I have 1st, 2nd, 5th, and then 6th gear. So since that happened, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the 3rd, 4th gear, as well as the 1st and 2nd gear shift fork. Apparently, for the 2018s, I'm sure a lot of y'all might know that they have the issue for the 3rd and 4th gear shift forks to break. Apparently, there's been a few owners out there with the 18s, depending on your VIN number, you can look it up on Ford, that the 1st and 2nd gear shift forks also have broken as well, or they aren't necessarily as strong. So if you go, they put out a TSPB, Technical Service Bulletin is what it stands for. There's several different ones out there. I don't have the sheet in front of me, so that might be something I might have to just go back later on when I have, and I decide to upload this video. I'll kind of show y'all, but it basically tells you all the parts that you need in order to replace the gears, as well as the service that is called, the amount of service hours that it's going to take in order to fix the gears. So I know and it's a little different apparently if you have a coupe versus a convertible. Convertible calls for, I think, like an extra hour or so. But hang on real quick here. My car, so the dealership that I usually go with here in Texas is my dealership. I'm not going to disclose them. But the dealership, they're usually the guys that I go to get my parts, because each dealership is going to price differently. And from what I found, they actually, honestly, in my opinion, the best dealership and have the best prices. I don't like how this truck is kind of swerving a little bit. I'm kind of scared. So when I called them and asked them what their service, how much they charge, they said per hour they charge $166. So I believe mine calls for, I think, 6.8 hours. So it's going to come out to about 13, I think it's like $1,300. And the parts and everything that I need in order to fix the trans roughly is going to cost me around $340, $350, like with tax, I believe. So honestly, all the parts that you need, which really isn't a whole lot of parts, honestly, it's really not that expensive. So if anyone ever runs into this issue, and hang on real quick here. It's really not that expensive. Everything out the door roughly is gonna cost me $1,500 and some change. Again, I did the math at home. It's on a sheet. sitting on my dresser, don't currently have it in front of me. So roughly that's how much this whole thing is going to cost me. Now, for those of you that have a 2018, I believe from all the forums that I read online, for the 2019s, they don't have this issue. They fixed it. They put the stronger, beefier shift forks inside the 2019s and above. Now, it's not to say that they can't break. If they do, you definitely can go, if your car's still under warranty, and get it fixed through the dealership. My car, as some of y'all, if you don't know, I bought this car. It's a 2018 Ford Mustang GT Premium, the non-performance pack. I bought it salvaged and I rebuilt the car. So whenever the car becomes salvaged, all the warranties automatically become voided. So everything, this car no longer has any warranty. So if the car was still under warranty and I broke it, technically I think within, this car only has 52,000 miles on it, I technically would still be within some range of whether it's powertrain, whatever, under warranty. Well, since the car is salvaged, it's no longer under warranty, so therefore I'm gonna have to pay out of pocket in order to get it fixed. Thankfully, hopefully the parts aren't hard to come by. I know whenever this was first going on, people had hard times getting a hold of the parts because so many owners were breaking their shift forks. And honestly, I've had the car now, I want to say, since about October of 2023, and been driving the car hard here and there, and this just now happened to me. And like I said, it wasn't like I did anything out of the ordinary that I usually wouldn't have done. I was driving the car, I was in second gear, I punched it, put the car into third, and then for whatever reason, it just decided to break. Didn't hear an explosion or anything of that nature. There's no rattling or anything. I just don't have a third and fourth gear. And it sucks, if I'm being honest, because it takes the fun out of driving this car. To get a little bit of adrenaline rush, if I'm being honest with you guys, I punch it in first, going into second, and then I just let off, push the clutch in, and then put it all the way into fifth gear, and it's like you just lose all your torque. So actually what I ended up doing was I detuned the car. The car's still tuned, I shouldn't really say detuned. I put the car back on pump gas. There was really no point in me, if I'm gonna drive this car every so often, because sometimes I need to, and my other car is getting service right now, my Honda that I have, my daily, which I need to get rid of that and get something traded in for something else. So I've been having to kind of drive this car here and there. So it sucks, if I'm being honest. It takes the fun, the enjoyment. I mean, third and fourth gear, I don't know why those have to be the two weakest linkage, but those are the best gears in the car. You know, if you have a manual, your third gear, your fourth gear, you know, even your fifth gear, those are like the top three, you know, best gears that you want to run your car in. So it sucks. I was very heartbroken. I couldn't fathom whenever it happened, if I'm being honest, that it actually happened. I thought it was a dream, or, you know, like, you know when like your car is having an electrical problem or something, and sometimes like the way to solve it is just turning off the car, letting it sit, letting the battery reset, and then you turn the car back on, and then all your problems are gone. You're like, okay, I don't know what was going on. I was hoping, I was like, maybe if because I think I was on the way to the gym, if I remember correctly, when it happened. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go work out. That didn't just happen. Hopefully when I start the car up, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Nope. Got back in the car, turned it on, put it in third, fourth, nothing. Just revs it. And I was just like, okay, crap, this actually happened. So then I had to do all the, you know, little side work and try to figure out, okay, how much is this gonna cost me to fix? Because at first I was like, crap, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and put a Trimic in the Mustang. And the Trimics are not cheap, guys. The Trimic, for the ones that I was gonna run in here, it would run you, I'm picking up a pop right now. It would have ran me, just for the transmission and all the supporting things that I need, it would have ran me about between $6,000 to $7,000. Lethal Performance actually offers a kit that you can buy in order to swap everything over that you would need to make sure it's compatible with your car and everything. When I priced everything out and everything, and keep in mind I also do need to replace my clutch as well, because that's on its way going grand, and that's not even asking someone to install it for me, which probably would have been another grand on top of it. So I would have probably been looking at like $8,000. Wow, I just saw that come right at me. That would have been about an $8 grand job, which I would have not been thrilled or happy about. So I really do want to eventually put a Tremec in here. However, I am not ready to fork out $8 grand. You know, I mean, think about it, guys. $8 grand, that's a whole supercharger, pro charger, or Whipple that I could install here on the car. So I wasn't ready to just make that commitment yet. So I was like, let me just go the alternate route. I'm really hoping, because I did have a friend, I can't remember what year his Mustang was. Can't remember if it was 2018 or 19, but he had an issue with his transmission, his NT82, where his third and fourth gear broke. I think he got it fixed, if I'm not mistaken, at least 4 times before he just got very annoyed, sold the car back to the dealership, and then he ended up getting a F-150, and now he actually major upgraded, big inspiration, and he actually has a Shelby GT 350R, which I haven't seen it in person because I haven't had the time to go out and see him yet, but I'm dying to go see that car and have him take me for a spin in it, and it's in my favorite color. It's in the blue, and I believe it has I think it has the red stripes or the white stripes, I can't remember. But regardless, it looks insane. It looks and it sounds insane. So that's currently just a little bit of an update as to why I haven't uploaded. I apologize. I know the last video I uploaded, it's actually been doing pretty well. Y'all love that. So I'm going to try, once I get this car back up and running, I'm hoping sometime in February I'm going to order all the parts and we're going to take it to the dealership. Hopefully it's not going to take them very long in order to fix it. Like I said, it calls for about 6.8 hours. So realistically, this is something that they could do in a day. Just depends on how busy they are. They are a pretty big dealership. Currently right now, yes, the car is down. The car is still drivable, but like I said, it's not as fun. I really only drive the car when I'm making a very short commute, or if I'm doing like a highway run like this, I can just put cruise control on, put it in 6th gear, and just relax and chill. I'm actually on my way to a friend's place right now, where I guess I'll make this a 2-part video. We're going to be driving a 2014 Chevy C7 Corvette. He just got it, I want to say maybe like a month ago. He's having some issues with his first gear. It's my buddy. He also has a Mustang GT as well. He's actually kind of also inspired me to get one. So I'll show you his car as well. And his has the Borla. He has headers, not Borla. He has headers just like I do, the same ones. And he has are y'all seeing this right now? He's got the gap cam on there. He's got a fat tire, skinny on the back. My mans, who are you trying to... Y'all see that? He's trying to gap somebody. He got the gap cam on the back and everything. But anyways, he's got a Corsa Extreme. I have Corsa Sport. So we'll probably get a cold start of that. But he's going to let me drive his C7, which I have never driven a C7 before, let alone a manual C7, because I really feel like you don't see those quite often anymore. So I'm pretty proud of him for picking up a Corvette and getting a manual rather than the automatic. Because honestly, I really don't care for the automatics in those C7s. I know from all the videos I've seen online, they apparently fall on their ass whenever it's going into 5th gear. So you definitely need a tune in order to fix that. But I mean, a tune is better for just everything in general, if I'm being honest. But I will go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Sorry, there's nothing really exciting happening in this video. This is just a little informative video as to where I've been, why I haven't posted, what's currently going on with the Mustang. Like I said, I'm hoping to get everything fixed with the trans sometime in February. I'm gonna order all the parts hopefully by within like the next 2 weeks or so. And hang on real quick here. I mean, she still sounds good. She definitely hasn't lost her tone, that's for sure. But it's not as fun, you know. Like right now, that's 4th gear, 3rd gear, nothing. Gotta drop it all the way into 2nd gear. And it's just like, it sucks because it takes away from all the engagement and joy with the car. But like I said, guys, she will be back, hopefully stronger and better than before. And, you know, we'll kind of just go from there. So, if you guys like this video, please like, share, subscribe. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on working on the next video, which I think you guys will hopefully really, really like. I'm not too familiar with the area that he lives in, so I don't know exactly where we're going to be able to go and open her up. But it is very cold outside, so we'll definitely need to warm up the tires. But I will keep you guys updated, alright? Aside from that, I want to thank you guys, and remember to always keep shifting forward. Thanks, guys.
4 to 6 weeks later.
What is going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. So this video, it's a different day that we're picking up. So in the last video, I was kind of telling you guys that I broke my 3rd and shift fork in the Mustang, and that's honestly the reason I haven't been posting content with the car. So unfortunately, as I stated, yes, I believe what happened when I think back to it, what actually happened, I was in 2nd gear. I was getting on it because I was trying to pass someone, and I put it from 2nd into 3rd. The car, I guess when I look back and I looked at some forums and did some reading, I guess essentially what the car did, it locked me out of 3rd gear, because I remember trying to put it into 3rd gear. It locked me out, I guess. So I took it out of 3rd, put it in neutral, clutched in, put it back into 3rd, and I want to say it locked me out, or it finally went into 3rd gear. But by that point, it broke the 3rd and shift fork, because when I put it into 3rd gear and I got back on the gas, it just revved the engine, and I was like, that's weird. So I popped it out, neutral, put it into 3rd, same thing. I was like, did my worst fear come to light? Put it into 4th, same thing. And I was like, there's no way this happened right now to me. Put it into 5th gear, car goes into 5th, 6th, and fine, as well as 1st and 2nd gear. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I had to look up this little trusty guy here, which hopefully you guys can see this, but I'll explain. This is the TSB, which stands for Technical Service Bulletin, for the 5-liter MT82 manual transmission. This one is I want to say this one's the 22-2372, if you need the number. And this one is for the inability to shift into 3rd and 4th gear. It's for the 2018 Ford Mustang 5-liter, like I said, with the MT82. So in this bulletin, it basically describes the issue so that when you go to the dealership, they should have this in their records, because Ford put these bulletins out. Now, unfortunately, in my case, my car is not under warranty. Had my car been under warranty still, then this is something that would have been covered under warranty. Had this, the 3rd and the 4th shift fork broken while the car was under warranty. However, as some of y'all, or you may not know, I bought my car salvaged and rebuilt it. So whenever you do that, it completely voids all the warranty that came with the car, unfortunately. But this little sheet right here tells you all the parts numbers that you will need in order to replace the 3rd and the shift fork. And on top of that, they go ahead and include the 1st and shift fork as well, because apparently there are some owners out there who have ended up breaking their 2nd gear. So I have, like I said, the part list of everything that I had to order, from the input shaft seal, the 3rd and /4th shift fork, the 1st and 2nd output shaft seal, counter shaft bolt cover, 3rd and 4th gear, synchronized hub and sleep, some gaskets, a few bolts and a washer. So basically it tells everything that you're gonna need. as well as the call for the labor time. So I called the dealership. They told me that they specifically charge $166 per hour. So when you do the math, you multiply everything for just the labor and the hours for the labor for everything, it's gonna run you roughly around like $1,200. The parts are gonna vary between which dealership you go to. I got mine, everything that I needed, for around like 365 bucks. But honestly guys, I really wanted to show y'all and to see for myself what the difference was between the shift forks, because Ford said that they beefed them up in regards to the ones that they originally put inside the car. So I want to actually see for myself if that's true or not. Granted, I haven't scheduled to take my car into the shop just quite yet in order to get the transmission fixed. But I wanted to kind of see, because I heard that they replaced, the new ones are supposed to be thicker, and there's like this kind of like rubber grommet or something of that nature or sort that they put. I'll show you guys actually right here. So for those of y'all that didn't know, this is what the shift forks look like. So this they made, I believe, come down a bit more, and it's supposed to be thicker, is what they said. So I'm not sure which one. Well, let me see. I can tell you by the part number, potentially. Let me see, this one is 30B. Okay, so this right here, what we're looking at is the 3rd and 4th gear, which is the one that I actually broke. So I'm not entirely sure what I broke on mine. If I had to assume, I'm gonna assume these are called the teeth. I'm gonna assume it's the teeth is what I ended up breaking. But as far as I know, maybe it's thicker. I don't really know, because I don't know what the one inside my car looks like, to be honest with you. But this is the main thing that, well, I needed some other things since I have to take the whole trans out and open inside the gears and everything. But I kind of just wanted to show you guys, because I was reading on the forums the other day, and I saw somebody said in the forums that the thing with the MT82s, they are not a power shifting kind of like transmission, which means you can't basically take it from one gear and bang it into the next. You have to, as my friends tell me who've had Mustangs before, you have to let it have a breath before you shift it into the next gear. Me personally, I don't like that. If I'm gonna have a transmission like a Tremec or something, I feel like it should be fully capable of placing or like banging it into the next gear. And it's not to say that you can't necessarily bang it into the next gear. I think in a sense what happened to me as I was reading on the forum is that potentially when I was getting on it in 2nd, going to shift into 3rd, the possible reason that it locked me out was because I didn't completely disengage the clutch. So in order for that to avoid that for the next time, you have to make sure that you completely disengage the clutch. I want to say that when it happened, I did have the clutch disengaged, but to be honest with you guys, it happened like 2 months ago, and it all happened so fast that it took me at least like a minute to even realize what had just happened, until I popped it out of 3rd, put it in the 4th, and it just revved the engine. And that's when it clicked in my head. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I just lost my 3rd. I just broke my shift fork. This little guy right here, I broke. So it was very sad. It was a very, very sad day. But I just wanted to kind of come on here and let you guys know that's the reason I haven't posted anything. I do have another video. I got to drive I think it's a 2016 C7 Corvette. It has a Borla exhaust system on it, but aside from that, it's stock. One of my boys just picked it up. It's a 7-speed manual, and that one has a Tremec, so it's definitely a lot different, I will say, compared to the Mustang. And in the video, you guys will see, he's asking me, he's like, do you think it'll beat our Mustangs? Because he's full bolt-on as well, but he's not on E85. So he's basically the same as mine, except I'm running Corsa Sport and he's running Corsa Extreme. So his car is a little bit louder than mine, which I'm perfectly fine with the headers and the Corsa Sport. I think the extremes are a little bit too much, in my honest opinion. Especially if you're trying to be like, you know, pleasant with your neighbors and not piss them off. But I was, when he let me floor it and I was getting on it, the thing with the Corvette versus the Mustang, the Corvette has really long gear ratios. So in a sense, it's possible that it could beat the Mustang, but I'm so accustomed to my car, and with it being a full bolt-on car and making 500 to the wheels, supposedly around 500. I haven't gotten that car actually dyno tested yet. I will eventually get around to that. But I told him, I was like, I honestly think our Mustangs will beat the Corvette. Stock, like if it's stock for stock, probably will go to the Corvette, but I think the Mustang would actually give it, it's a good contendant, honestly. The Mustang can definitely hang, but there are a lot of differences in regards to the way the power is delivered. I think the Corvette does it a lot more smoother than the Mustangs does. However, I don't know. I like the Mustang. I like the Mustang. I didn't hate the Corvette at all. I mean, I've driven a C6 Corvette as well, and I love Corvettes. But if we had to, I told him, I was like, once I get my transmission fixed, we'll run it and we'll see. We'll try and see who's gonna win, who's gonna come out on top. Me personally, I think I'm gonna win, but I definitely think it would be a cool, like, fun little race to kind of see where I stand in regards to the, you know, another sports car, especially the Corvette being a lot lighter. But like I said, his car is stock, and it's just, I think he said it has a Borla, just a catback, I think. So it's really quiet compared to his Mustang doing a cold start and my Mustang doing a cold start. Very, very different. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to work on getting that video edited so I can post it so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. Like I said, guys, I'm not sure if any of y'all are possibly going through what I'm going through now, or possibly might have. Comment down below if you've experienced, you know, breaking your shift fork, and, you know, the kind of steps in the process that it took in order for you to get everything fixed. I already just went out of my way, and just like I said, I ordered all the parts that I needed because I wanted to get them myself, schedule out of town with the dealership. It, like I was saying, the call time for the service is about 6.8 hours if you have the coupe. Apparently, if you have a convertible, it takes a little longer. It calls for 7.4 hours. So this is something that could easily get done within a day. So whenever I get it scheduled out, I should get the car back within about 2 days. But that also, you know how that goes. That just depends on how busy the actual dealership is. But I will I'll do my best to keep you guys updated, and hopefully we will come back stronger than ever. And hopefully I will learn from my mistake, and hopefully don't do that again. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was looking at possibly just doing a whole Tremec swap. But when you're thinking about that, you're talking of north of like $7,000 to $8,000. The kit alone, if you go look on Lethal Performance, is about like it's gonna run you around $7,000. And then to get someone to install the transfer, that's probably another grand on top of it. So you're looking at 8K for a transmission. It'd be worth it, but I don't have that type of money to just be throwing at the car, honestly. So that's why I went ahead and I just decided to stick with the OEM. Hopefully, like I said, I don't end up breaking it again, because I'd be very, very sad and tragic if it. But I will do my absolute best to keep you guys updated and informed as much as I can. If you guys enjoyed this video, like I said, it's just more of an informative video today. Sorry, there's nothing super exciting or anything crazy going on. I promise to give y'all a little something in the next video that I upload, but I will catch you on the next one, guys. Remember to go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can stay tuned. And aside from that, I will catch you on the next one. And remember, guys, to always keep shifting forward. I'm not sure if any of y'all care to know this, but this is what a third gear counter shaft looks like. Kind of just going through all the parts, kind of to get familiar with all the things that go inside a transmission. Familiarize yourself with your car, guys. Look at all the teeth on those things. This thing weighs a lot too. But real quick, I kind of wanted to show a little comparison. So This is third and fourth gear, and this is the first and second gear shift fork. Here, I'm gonna lay it on the ground here so I can kind of show you guys a side-by-side comparison. Like, look how much longer the first and second gear shift fork is compared to the third and the fourth. That's crazy. And honestly, I'd say the first and second gear is a lot more beefier and thicker than the third and the fourth gear shift fork. It's so much smaller compared. I wonder why. But like I said, guys, hopefully, yeah, when you like even just something like this guy, it's a lot more thicker on the first and second gear. So I don't know, hopefully this one will last and I won't break this one. Because it's a very sad day. I can't tell you guys how depressing it is driving the car. I don't drive it right now, it's just been sitting, but driving it from when I used to, from first to second, and then all the way have to bump it, lose all your torque, go from fifth to sixth. It's depressing. Like, this gear right here is the most fun you will have in your Mustang. You break this, you might as well just sell the car, like, honestly.
Yeah, feel me. I might sip out this bottle until it get hollow. Shit, I might sip out this bottle, just drowning my sorrows. Drowning my sorrows, be better tomorrow. Cause these broken dreams is as hard as it gets. My nigga died at only 25. I'm thanking God for letting me see in 26. Shit.